The unwelcome visitor. The night was still, the air heavy with the promise of impending dread. I lay in bed, the faint glow of the street lamp casting eerie shadows across my room. Suddenly, a creak shattered the silence, a sound so subtle, yet so chilling, it froze me in place. My heart raced as I strained to listen, dread creeping up my spine. Footsteps echoed down the hallway, each one closer than the last. Panic seized me as I realized someone was in my home. My sanctuary had become a prison, and I was at the mercy of the intruder's whim. With trembling hands, I reached for the phone, praying for salvation. But as I dialed, a voice whispered in the darkness, cold and merciless, "You're not alone." In that moment, I knew. The true horror wasn't the intruder, but the realization that darkness lurked where I felt safest. The shadow at midnight. As the clock struck midnight, an ominous chill settled over the house, shrouding it in darkness. I tossed and turned, plagued by an unease I couldn't shake. Suddenly, a sound shattered the stillness, a soft thud, followed by the scrape of metal against wood. My blood ran cold as I realized someone was trying to break in. Panic surged through me as I fumbled for the phone, my hands slick with sweat. But as I dialed, a figure materialized in the doorway, a silhouette cloaked in shadows, its eyes gleaming with malice. Frozen in terror, I watched as it advanced, each step echoing like a death knell. In that moment, I knew. The true horror wasn't the intruder, but the darkness that lurked within us all. The House of Echoes. In the dead of night, the house seemed to breathe, a living, breathing entity with a mind of its own. I huddled in bed, the silence oppressive, suffocating. Then a sound, a faint whisper, barely audible yet filled with menace. My heart pounded as I strained to listen, dread pooling in the pit of my stomach. Footsteps echoed down the hallway, slow and deliberate, drawing closer with each passing moment. Terror seized me as I realized someone was inside the house. I reached for the phone, fingers trembling, but the line was dead. A cruel mockery of hope. As the intruder drew near, I braced for the inevitable, knowing there was no escape from the House of Echoes. In that moment, I understood. The true horror wasn't the intruder, but the darkness that lay dormant within the walls.